Hey everyone, thank you for coming back to the BNS channel. So today I want to talk about some questions that I get through email, and I'm going to go ahead and read them and try to answer them the best that I can. I get this same email very often, and a lot of them are from you guys, my viewers on YouTube, looking for help. I want to do whatever I can to help, and I know and I am grateful that this channel has been helping a lot of you. But I want to address this question specifically. I believe that a lot of the answers to the questions that I get are answered in these videos because that's what prompts me to make these videos, is your questions. But I feel that if I address this one specifically, that it might help all of you. So the other thing that we're going to talk about today is I did a Facebook party the other night, and it went fabulously. And I want to share that with you so that you know how it works, and see if that's something that either you as a consultant would like to do or you as a customer would like to have. So we'll go from there. But let me read the question that I got from a subscriber. And I'm not going to name any names because I didn't get permission from her to say this question online. So I just want to make sure that you understand that this is a question that I get from a lot of viewers. But I'm only reading this one because it's written for me and I don't have to think about it. She said, I just love your videos and training. I've been doing Scentsy for 2 years now while working full-time. I love the Scentsy family. With 2 small kids at home, a full-time, very demanding job, I am so ready to be a full-time consultant. But I have not made that transition, and I have struggled and tried to reinvent every which way a plan to better serve my customers and to better build this business. I took about 3 weeks off in March when I had a baby. I booked all of my parties before my due date and have struggled ever since. I would like to know if you have any advice for me on how to really work my business well and build my customer base. Maybe I'm not going about it the right way because I haven't seen much progress in the last 6 months. I don't get home from work until 6 p.m., which doesn't leave me a lot of time, but I know it can be done. She mentions that her upline they're not currently working professionals, meaning out of the home. So they have a different strategy during the day hours, and I'm unavailable to do that. So basically the question that she's asking is, how do I build my business? How do I get more customers? What do I need to do to get my time, which is very valuable, in place and organized? So the answer that I would have for this is basically that everybody's going to work their businesses differently. First, you need to know that, okay? So if you're trying to do something because somebody else is doing it or they do it a certain way, it may not work for you. It may work and it's worth a try, but if it doesn't seem to be sticking and it doesn't seem to be working, then give it up. Don't do it. The busier people are the ones that make the best consultants. And I say that because when you have the ability to be in front of people, to be in front of different people besides friends and family, people at work, people that you would have at meetings, at events, that sort of thing, you're in front of people that you normally wouldn't be if you were a stay-at-home person like I am. So therefore, you have the opportunity to talk Scentsy more. My biggest things that I tell people all the time is to live Scentsy, talk Scentsy, and share Scentsy. And I've done a video about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again because I think it's very important. Living Scentsy just means that you have it as part of your life, your everyday life. Whether it's wearing a t-shirt, whether it's having the logo on your car, making sure that you have business cards and catalogs on you at all times. Some people will wear their name tag during the day when they're on lunch or whatever from their regular jobs. You need to have it be part of your life. So that's what I mean by living Scentsy. Talking Scentsy means that you get to incorporate that in any conversation that you have. And I don't necessarily mean that you have to be selling all the time. That's not what I mean. Talking Scentsy does not necessarily mean selling Scentsy. Talking Scentsy means sharing about your job, talking about what you do with Scentsy, what they've done with you, maybe some different products, but not necessarily turning around and asking for a sale. Okay? So talking it is talking the talk and walking the walk, right? Sharing Scentsy is that next step. And I talked about this in my last video, that sharing is that influential part of a conversation that can change things for people almost immediately sometimes. So sharing means that you're sharing what they've done, what Scentsy has done for you in your life, what you've experienced, as well as sharing the opportunity. Because if you don't ask, you'll never know, right? So living, talking, and sharing Scentsy. Those are the three things that I suggest that you start doing immediately. The other thing is the time organization. If it means that you spend half an hour a night doing something with your Scentsy business, then that will allot for what? 5 times 30 minutes is what, 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours, depending on how much you do. It is a matter of allotting yourself some time and organizing your time to be able to do what you need to do to move forward in your business. Whether that's making phone calls, whether that's initializing conversation and relationships on YouTube or on Facebook, those things need to be organized in your day. Otherwise, you just kind of spend time spinning your wheels and you get nothing done. Okay? I find that that's probably the biggest thing that happens with people that are outside working, because when they get home, what do you want to do? The first thing you want to do is unwind, right? So maybe if you have a 30-minute commute, you could be listening to some training calls during that commute. When you get home, you probably have to do dinner, you probably have to get the kids' homeworks done, all of that sort of thing. So then pick half an hour in the evening, above and beyond what you normally would do, to spend with your Scentsy business. So the next thing that I want to address is the feeling of not moving forward in your business like others are. And I stated this at the very beginning. You cannot expect your business to happen the way that someone else's did. So one of the questions in the statements that kind of stuck out here, she says, maybe I'm not going about it the right way because I haven't seen much progress in the last 6 months. I always tell people, and in this situation, she was doing well before the baby was born. So something happened, obviously, right? Something changes when we have a baby at home. That you need to go back to the basics. Do not make this harder than it is, because it is not hard. There is work involved. But bring it back to the basics of the beginning, when you had passion for the product, you were excited about getting started in your new business, and go from there. That is the best advice that I can give to anybody. The reason people succeed is because they have a passion to make it happen. When you lose the passion, you lose the momentum, and you lose the outcome. So find that passion again. Get into the training again. Be part of the community if you have something on Facebook or something like that. Be part of it. Have it be part of who you are on a daily basis. And it will happen. And remember to think positive, because that's going to make a big change too. Okay? So taking that to the next level, knowing that we have to build relationships in order to get people's trust, in order for them to buy from us. People are not going to buy from people they don't trust. And I get asked often, and I'm not going to go into this right now because it's not for everyone. Edie, how do you do online business the way that you do? Well, it's because I'm building relationships online. Ask a lot of my YouTube subscribers. They know me personally because of my videos. And I like to get to know them personally as well. So you can't expect that to happen overnight. Okay, first of all, that's the only piece of advice that I'm gonna give. When you have a person-to-person, face-to-face meeting with somebody, that instant feeling of whether or not you can trust them can go a long way. You don't have that when you're online, so it takes longer to get that relationship established. So don't expect it overnight. Okay, so that kind of goes with what I was just saying. But with that, once you can establish that relationship or that community online, then you can utilize those tools much more effectively, which is what I did this past week. And I provided what I called a customer appreciation Facebook event. It wasn't so much of a party, it was a party, but it wasn't with people that I don't know. Okay, so I started right from the beginning when I started doing these with people that I knew and that I could trust or that could trust me. Okay, so basically all it is creating an event online on Facebook, doing a private invite. Okay, and that's part of the settings in the event. Okay, doing a private invite to have only people that are invited by you personally that can be part of that event. Okay, don't show the guest lists. Don't allow them to invite people themselves. You are the only person that can invite people to this party. Now, once that happens and it's a private event, you can then play games, which is what I did. I did some scavenger hunts. I did the first one to reply games. I did some product knowledge by doing some games as well. So it was no different than me being in front of them, doing a demonstration about the product. This particular event was all 3 products, so I was having them go to all 3 of my websites, and they would win prizes. And then periodically, now this event that I had was from 6 to 9:30. Periodically during the night, I would say, I have a special deal for Scentsy. If you are the first person to message me, it's yours. I ended up doing almost about $400 worth of sales that night. And we had a really good time. It was fun to be able to sit at home in your PJs, have a party with your friends, not feel pressured that, you know, if you went to the bathroom or whatever, nobody knew because you weren't there. So it was a good time. The biggest thing is to stay within compliance, and the way to do that is to make sure that it's by invite only, so they have to accept the invite. And secondly, any specials that you do still have to be done through messaging. So you do the messaging, they accept through messaging, and that's how the product gets sold. So the only thing that I did not do with this party that I probably should have or could have is to create an online party for each of those brands that I could have had them do online ordering. But we ended up doing all the ordering through personal messaging. So it worked out. It was fun. It was a good way to show my appreciation for my customers because it was invite only. And if you were a loyal customer of mine, you got an invitation. So that was kind of neat. So if you are a consultant thinking about doing that, my suggestion would be to keep it with people that you know first until you get a good hang of it, or a good handle on how it works. If you are a customer and you want to do this, that's awesome as well, because you have the ability to get your friends together. I can still host it online, and it can still be done in our jammies, which was pretty fun. So with that, I'm going to leave all of that information out there for you. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me or message me. I'll do my best to answer them. I do get a lot of emails every day now. I do get a lot of private messages. I get a lot of friend requests. Love it, love it, love it, love it all. So just be patient with me if I don't get back to you right away. But otherwise, have yourselves a sensational day. Don't forget to be true to you, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.